So LeBron James officially concedes. LeBron James waves the white flag. It is over. LeBron James finally admits that Steph Curry is more influential than he ever was. LeBron James said everything but what we needed to hear, which was Steph Curry is the greatest player of this generation, which is the truth. Yes, even better than LeBron James. People love to boast about how LeBron James overcame a 3-1 deficit, but they fail to mention that Steph Curry defeated LeBron James 3 times in the RBA Finals. And the last time I checked, no Nipsey Hussle, 3 beats 1. And the 4 championships that Steph Curry won, 2 of them was far more impressive. The one in 2015 and the one in 2022. Better than the 2 championships he won in Miami. Even the bubble title. So Steph Curry is the greatest player of this generation. He revolutionized the league and he has all the young players wanting to shoot and play like him. We have to define influential, because if we talking in terms of influential, to me, it's when you have an entire generation, either an entire generation or you have generations that want to be like you and want to play like you. But majority of the young players, they either want to be like Michael Jordan, they want to be like Kobe Bryant, or they want to be like Steph Curry. There's probably a handful of players that really want to be like LeBron James. If we being honest, if we being open and candidly about this. And in terms of Allen Iverson to me is more of a cultural icon. I think people love Allen Iverson more for his fashion, more for his gear in terms of the headband, the cornrows, the tattoos, the arm sleeve. But Allen Iverson is a far better player than LeBron James. I'd take Allen Iverson over LeBron James any day. But they trying to convince me that LeBron James is better than AI? Man, get out of here. I think that LeBron James was trying to slight Michael Jordan. He purposely left him off the list of being the most influential player of all time, which he is. He still has this generation wearing Jordans. And he didn't want to give credit to Michael Jordan, in which his minions followed up by creating their own lists, because the bronze sexuals, he got their panties in a bunch. They were butthurt because LeBron James decided not to include himself. They were hurt. They were disturbed at the fact that their glorious king did not include himself and make it all about himself. But it's pretty much undeniable at this point. And LeBron James makes his delusional fans look stupid every single time, because for years we have argued up and down with these delusional bronze sexuals about how Steph Curry influenced the game more than LeBron James. See, they are group thinkers. LeBron James fans are group thinkers. They don't know how to think for themselves. They're so dependent upon ESPN thinking for them. Now they want to agree. Nah, for years, y'all said that Steph Curry ruined the game. After y'all heard what Giannis Antetokounmpo said, y'all took it and ran with it. I done got into plenty debates with bronzesexuals who repeated what Giannis Antetokounmpo stated, that Steph Curry ruined the game because now all the players want to do is shoot threes. Well, if LeBron James is the face of the league, then he should have been the person who stopped Steph Curry. In the 90s, all the players wanted to be like Mike. Michael Jordan was the bar. He was the standard. Everybody wanted to be like Michael Jordan. They didn't want to be like nobody else throughout the league. Michael Jordan was the most dominant player at that time. Nobody was winning rings during the Michael Jordan era and Michael Jordan's prime. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. You had the Chris Mullins of the world. You had 3-point snipers. You had Reggie Miller, Tim Hardaway, Mitch Richmond, Glenn Rice. You had Mahmoud Abdul Rahif, whatever his name is. You had Steve Kerr. You had Mark Price. There were plenty of 3-point shooters back during that time. But the thing is this, nobody was going to come along and revolutionize the league like a Steph Curry. You weren't about to come in there playing like Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors without being shut down by Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan would have shut down Steph Curry. He would have put out that fire real quick. Their defense was just too forceful. Scottie Pippen would have shut down Klay Thompson, or Kevin Durant for that matter. Dennis Rodman would have bullied Draymond Green. So all them 3-pointers flying from everywhere, that would have been out the window. window. Then they would have been back to playing how they normally was in the 90s. Shooting from the field. Their defense was just too lethal. So my point is, if LeBron James is the face of the league, LeBron James was the lockdown defender that y'all proclaim that he is. If he would have stopped it, then Steph Curry wouldn't have been as prominent as he was. Michael Jordan was far more of an influence than Steph Curry. Far more of an influence than Allen Iverson. Why? Because he influenced those players. In some form of fashion, they wanted to be like Mike. Michael Jordan is just the greatest of all time. And that's why LeBron James will never be respected, because he refuses to accept that Michael Jordan is leaps and bounds ahead of him. But then you had LeBron James fans, LeBron sexuals, they get in their feelings. They run to the internet. They create a post of their version of the most influential players of all time. And they got to include LeBron James some way, somehow. LeBron James is really the player that really influenced the league more than anybody. LeBron James inspired positionless basketball. How? Because he was supposedly a small forward. He was playing point guard his entire career. Why? Because he's 6'8", 6'9", playing the point guard position. That was Magic Johnson. We've seen that already. He's not doing nothing new that's under the sun. But they'll want to give Michael Jordan his credit when LeBron James wears the same jersey number as Michael Jordan. LeBron James got the chalk toss from Michael Jordan. Does Space Jam 2 like Michael Jordan. Everything that LeBron James has done to the game has made it worse. Forming super teams. Disloyalty. LeBron James has negatively impacted the league. You got players who don't want to compete in the dunk contest because of LeBron James. The top superstars joining the competition. He influenced players to quit. Have your teammates traded. We no longer care about the draft no more. Who we going to draft next year? How we going to build? Now it's who we going to trade for next. Who's getting traded next? Flopping, crying. Do I need to say more?